What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerdcast for the next episode of Darkest Dungeon. My name is Splattercat, and I'm happy to have you here today with me as we hang out for a little bit and attempt to still, I spent money right now. If you're wondering where our cash went, we had 16,000. I didn't realize how many people had, like, maxed out stress, and so I just had to send a bunch of people to get that taken care of. I didn't really have much of a choice. We had way too many people at, like, mid-range stress that, like, it needed to be dealt with. Let's spend a little bit of our cash right now because we got some things that can be taken care of. We've got busts and we've got crests, which means that we can probably upgrade this place a little bit further if we want to. The alternate thing that we can do is we can upgrade our, like, little mercenary cart a little bit more, I guess. We can increase our roster. And then after that, we can increase our stagecoach network so that we get more people. We could also take a look, I think the blacksmith, let's see. Blacksmith, yeah, so the blacksmith is actually able to take these as well, so we could decide, I'll probably go with armor smithing actually. Seems like it's probably going to be the most useful. Let's get started, though, with Carden. Carden is one of our characters that I very much care about, and so let's make sure that Carden doesn't die by giving Carden quite a bit more dodge and quite a bit more... Yeah, that seems good. Master sewn leather and furs. I don't know what that means, but hey, you've got 25 dodge now and 41 base HP. That's pretty good. That's not bad at all. That's a decent amount of oomph to go with that character. Unfortunately, we spent a little bit of cash right now, and so we're back to farming. The game does get a little bit grindy on the back end if you've also made mistakes. I mean, a lot of it is me recovering from the fact that I've done dumb stuff along the way, so unfortunately, not much I can do there. With the Nomad Wagon, I will more than likely continue to reduce the trinket cost just because the trinkets are really, really expensive. And we have tons of these anyways. We get so many crests on every run that I don't really worry about them anymore. We're probably going to have to do an easy run again. I don't think we have much of a choice right here. I think we'll probably take... Does Tardif, what are his abilities? Oh, he has good abilities. Okay, so Tardif can come. I think that we should probably bring Baudelaire again as our healer. Whether or not we should bring it, it's a medium mission, so yeah, maybe I should bring a Jester. It leaves us a little bit DPS light, which I'm never happy about, but unfortunately that's something that can't really be helped at this point. And then after that, we're sort of left with our B team to decide. What does she have? So she can either be in the second position or she can be in the third position. She's got flashing daggers, pick to the face, okay. Forage, we've got pep talk, night moves. She doesn't have like the best camping abilities. Her abilities are okay, so I figure, it's a tough call with her. This may not go so well. It can be hard to tell sometimes. Let's take a double stack of these. And there we go. I'm going to try and keep it light on this one. We didn't use like any of the stuff from our last run. For the duration of this one, I'm not really sure how I want to tackle this just yet, but let me take a look at the layout. See, there's like no difference between the long missions and the short missions. Or, I'm sorry, the long missions and the medium missions. The only difference is that you get like a double campfire, in my opinion. They look pretty much the same to me. The sack's contents are yours. Good. 25 gold. That's a big sack for how little gold was left in it. Maybe somebody got started on it before we got here. I'm gonna be a little bit more positive about it. Maybe I should put him in the third slot. I don't really need stress heals right now, and that would allow him to use harvest. Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna try and hustle this one out, but sort of depends how quickly we can go along here. We got a scouting check right there. It's gonna let us know that by and large we're pretty safe on this side. She's got a 40% trap chance, so I'm gonna let her have the mushrooms right there. She's like, hooray, mushroom party for the grave robber. We've got that right. I'm gonna leave those alone for the time being. Maybe just leave them behind for a bit. Hit a torch just in case. Even though I did scouting. Why am I doing this? I don't know. Because I'm crazy. Because I'm crazy and I'm a little bit unwell. I know right now you totally can tell. I have a family member who's like a major Rob Thomas fan. Like seriously, like a ridiculous Rob Thomas fan. Like to a very, very high extent. Why does it look like he has no feet right now? Is it because they're walking in mush? Maybe they're walking in mush. It looks like he has no feet right now. Doesn't it look like he's walking on nubbins? Like, yeah, the last mission was a little bit hard on my kids. Made the whole thing a little bit more. I gotta walk on my ankles now. It's just the way my life works from here on. I'm a leper. My feet fell off on the last adventure. My workman's comp didn't cover it, so you know, right in the feels right there. But what can you do? What can you do? We're in medieval times and I have leprosy. I'm gonna die anyways. I am basically guaranteed to fall over and die at some point. They send me to a colony that has poor medical care, probably a lack of food. We're left at the hands of people that are like missionaries and stuff in order to get by. Hey, a couple of deeds. That'll do it. We're doing good deeds and gaining them as well. I like that. I like that. There's a fight. I knew there'd be one here eventually. Like, there's got to be a fight around here somewhere, right? The nice thing is we have a nice bit of ability to move around our line now. Hopefully he resists. Yeah, good. I know that these guys, most of the frontline characters have a really, really high push resist. A push and pull resist that's usually in the realm of like 60% or so. On this side, flashing daggers. Let's go straight for it. It's going to do a little bit of damage. Not a whole lot, but it's something. Stressful incantation out to the front. Hopefully stress doesn't get out of control here. We still have a campfire ready to go, though, so it's not that big of a deal. Let's start stacking up some bleeds. Seeing what we can get accomplished here. What are they missing? She's got 3 missing and he's got 4 missing. Not enough for me to care just yet. Let's see if we can fish out a couple stuns to make our next turn a little bit better. We can use hero. Oh, Tardif, you mean little killy bastard. You're my hero, buddy. You're my hero. Look at the look on that guy's face. Although his eyes are a little bit weird. I don't know, like, does he see through those little slats right there? Oh, oh my god, this guy. This guy. Oh my god, this dude is the stuff right here. He's like, don't worry, I'm going to miss for the rest of the dungeon. Dodges and misses, that's all you're going to get from here on out. I'm like, well, thanks for that. Thanks for that, Tardif. It was fun while our friendship lasted. I'm going to let the darkness fall off a little bit just because, I don't know, maybe I should just use torches as we go along. I feel like we're low on torches even though I don't think we actually are. What does that leave us to see? This is a really big dungeon and it has a major backtrack period, I'm sorry. The backtracking can be troublesome. A little bit of health back right there. I'm going to keep the light radius up a little bit. Although it's going to take us at least a couple torches to get back to our origin. We've got a fight in this room, so let's get that done and over with. Hopefully it's a loot-bearing fight. If it's not a loot-bearing fight, may it at least be a fruit-bearing fight. That way we can eat well tonight. Time to get started with the pick to the face. When you've got a little wound, make sure that you don't pick at it. It just makes it worse. A little bit of a bleed right there. Probably go straight to the back line for the kill, just to make sure we don't end up getting stun locked and some other problems. Leaving these things up en masse, kind of a bad idea. Kind of a bad idea, especially since I had a feeling that was going to happen right there. His hit rate's low, and they're fairly dodgy. They're not super dodgy. They're not unfairly dodgy, but they're fairly dodgy. Grave Nibble away for 4 damage right there. Hopefully she gets a turn first so that I can... Oh, never mind. Let's Battle Ballad it up then. Battle Jams by the Jester. And there's the kill. Not really going to matter. No quarters given. Not a single quarter given. No gumballs. No little plastic cheap toys that your mom really doesn't want you to have around the house. Done. Not a single quarter. Although little kids, they bring that up to a whole new level. And it doesn't help that like the marketing departments of supermarkets and stuff are assholes. Like the people that market at supermarkets, you know they do that on purpose, right? They put the candy machines and they put like the candy selection, they put it in the line aisles on purpose so that little kids will see it and complain and it increases their chance of a sale because little kids lose their mind when they see the candy. They do that shit on purpose and it's like, it's on the edge of ethics. Like you're basically like making somebody miserable in order to make a like 68-cent sale. Then again, making people miserable for profits is basically like what capitalism does, right? I mean, I don't want to sound too hippy-dippy, but hey, it is what it is. It walks like a duck and quacks like a duck.
Death waits.
Whole capitalist thing seems to be working out fairly well for people in the first world, sort of. I mean, I guess not. Maybe not. It might not even be working out for us. There's a pretty good argument you can be made it's not working out so great for us either. What I was going to say is it seems to be working out okay for us, but for all of the areas of the world, you know, that like suffer the negative effects of it, doesn't seem to be going so well. But then I was like, actually with that wealth gap, the wealth gap growing and all that fun stuff occurring, maybe I'm wrong. Ooh. I love that Hugh attack. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Keeps it up. I'm going to start calling him Jennifer Hewitt. Oh, man, whatever happened to Jennifer Love Hewitt? Is she still around? Is she still like a thing? Oh, Shadow Stepped with the stun. I like the way that ability looks. It makes me happy. I don't know why. It's something about teleporting in like a ball of smoke and taking the enemy out. You can tell that I'm an Ermac fan. I love Ermac. He's one of my favorite characters from Mortal Kombat. Oh, we can lunge right there? We'll do it. Go ahead. Don't mix up lunging with lunching, though.
Victory, but a victory nonetheless.
I'm a little bit concerned about how little cash we've pulled out of this thing so far. I'm hoping that the back end is stocked up a little bit better because as of right now, I'm going to have to dig graves and stuff to make up the difference.
Could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
So he's got, what does that do for him? Oh, no wonder he's critting so much. He's got +3 to crit right there. That gives him a 6. Okay. That's pretty good. I'll take it. On this side, the move amulet might be good for her because we don't... Well, I don't really care if she gets moved out of position. I would say probably give it to her just because she... Here. Selection. There we go. Her move resist is already pretty terrible. And if I can bring it up a little bit, make it a tad better than a 50-50 chance for her to get moved around the line whenever something goes wrong, I'd prefer to do it. Let's go to the next room and hope. We're actually going to be fighting in darkness pretty soon. No scouting roll made right there. We are making good progress, though. We're hustling our way through this thing, so let's keep the light high. We'll eat our dinner real fast. We're good on food, but everything else seems to be a little bit tenebrous. Is that the word that I want? I don't know. I've been, like, messing up my vocabulary lately. It's been the weirdest thing. It's something that I'm not super comfortable with, but it's been happening a lot to me lately. I think my brain is slowly decaying. Ever since I got off, like, ever since I started sleeping naturally, I guess. I'm gonna try and avoid fights if I can.
A victim to the spreading corruption.
I'd be almost positive that during this run, we'll be able to miss out on 2 rooms. So we'll probably, when we get to like right here or right here, it'll allow us to end the mission. And that's all that I'm really going for right now. I'm just trying to win at the moment. So if we can avoid as many fights as possible, I would truly and I'd really, I should probably go back the other way to get that treasure chest right by the door, but whatever. We've got I don't have any medicinal herbs. Let's take a chance on it. The hero's distraught by the sight of the cark ass. And so he got zoophobia. See, now this won't be so bad, because in this case, in the last episode, we had no AoE abilities, and so we were basically left in the mercy of these fact that these guys could, like, outrun us in the DPS game, I guess, by just spawning over and over and over again. However, now we have Hugh, which makes short work of them. So see, what was last run's challenge is this run, is this run's easy mode. I'm trying to get this done before we run out of torches, in case you're wondering why I'm hustling so hard. Oh, good, we got the surprise right here, too. Good. I'll probably go for something like flashing daggers on this side. On this side, maybe... I don't know, go for a stunner. We don't have that much health missing, so I figured I'd go for like maybe some DPS abilities or something. 4 damage done right there. Get going with the heal on that side. Hopefully it bleeds her up. Good, so now that she's bleeding, he's going to probably try cytokinesis on us. Eldritch Push is going to go out, not really going to matter because she has lunge. So as long as she's got lunge, she can rearrange herself in the line. Still not my favorite class, the Grave Robber, but I don't hate her either. I don't know. I have a weird relationship with the Grave Robber. I just like, there's always something better that I'd rather bring. I don't know how else to describe it. Like, there's always just something else that I'd rather bring. Like, something that sort of like, I don't know, fits the archetype that I want better. She's okay. I think she needs to have her damage brought up slightly because I always feel like she doesn't hit very hard. But it might be due to the fact that I think they're trying to build her into a crit monster is the ultimate plan. Obviously, the game's in early access and hasn't been balanced yet, so they're still, like, nerfing and buffing things every single patch. I'd probably bring her damage up slightly. Not much. Like, I'd probably lower that by 20%. Lunge is fine. Pick to the face is fine. Shadow Fade's fine. There's just, like, a couple abilities that I would bring up a little bit with her. And so there's an, oh yeah, we got there we go, the hidden compartment. I was hoping that would hurt. I don't know how you tell the difference between the ones with the compartments and the ones that don't until you try and stick a key in them. I don't know. If at first you don't know, just shove a key in it. Maybe it'll work out. There is still some meat on these bones. That's good because we could use a meal. Yeah, spread that stuff around. There it is. Nice and numbers all in my tummers. If we don't eat, I'll have some bummers. Let's see. We've got to go 80%. I'm probably going to go to whichever one has the most treasure and the least chance of me dying. How's that sound for a plan? Let's go for this one because I don't want to have to dig through whatever that thing is over there with my hands. And this one's got a treasure chest that I can unlock for even more treasure. For maximum treasure. Oh no, I wasn't paying attention. That was me being dumb. Super dumb. This should end the dungeon right here, I think. Yeah, there it is. So now it becomes a question of whether we want to go back. What do these little dark squares mean? Like, is it just a location where something else was? I guess that's what it is. I don't know. We could go back and fight some more stuff. We are in decent shape right now, and I have been complaining about money. Let's see here. Oh, good. There's still meat on those bones, too. Alright, well, we've got a little bit more food. We've got more than enough to, like, camp and, like, hang out, so I don't really see any point in, like, backing off of it right now. Let's continue to press forward, and then we'll use the campsite to offset any of our poor decisions. I mean, we're going to be going into fights with a lot of darkness, so we have a party that's not super conducive to being rearranged, but we still have people that can move around more rapidly than others, so that at least we're getting attacks off every turn. I'd rather not leave things behind, though, if I can help it, he said as he left an entire room behind. Doesn't look like it has treasure in it, though, so I don't care. I only like rooms with treasure. If your room does not come adorned with all kinds of treasure and goodies, I don't love your room. Your room can go and find love elsewhere. It won't be... I did not want you to do that. I wanted you to open the chest. That happens to me all the time. I'm a little bit premature, I guess. So anyways, we'll grab a little bit of gold right there. We've got a fight right here that could be slightly nasty. Could be really nasty, assuming that they put debuffs and stuff on us. Depends if we all catch a bunch of diseases from them. That's what I'm always worried about with this fight. You catch a lot of diseases, and they're really dodgy, too. They can be hard to hit. They can be like one of those mobs that can become infuriating as you just get dodged over and over again. They basically 1 in 5 attacks miss them, and then it stacks with your own accuracy being bad, too. Rabid Rush right there. They rearranged their lines pretty aggressively, too. Probably gonna... let's go. That's fine. Whatever. He's got a lot of bleeds on him, so I figure I should probably get on top of that. There's no way he's gonna hit. He hit! Oh my god! See, when you count somebody out, you should always count them in for a hit. I don't know what I should do with this series. I'm still on the fence about it. There's so much grinding that needs to be done in order to get anywhere with it. Ooh, a 14 crit right there. It says her crit is 12%, but weirdly enough, she rarely crits. She rarely crits. I'm willing to bet she probably... Maybe it's just because I haven't stacked up her abilities well enough just yet. This fight had the potential to be a lot more annoying than it actually is. I think I'll probably put him in the back line and have him start working on maybe lowering stress. Some heals going across the entire party if we can. There we go. I could raise accuracy, but that doesn't offset his dodge. He still gets the dodge check every time. So I think I'm just going to work a little bit on getting rid of some stress. Rabid Rush out there to the front line. Dodge, okay. To be expected, I guess. Continue to stack up heals on everybody, because if we can't have our kill, I'll at least go into the next fight. Should probably stack up his accuracy and get him going with fuck use. Might not be a bad idea. Keep with the stress reduction. Keep with the stress reduction right now, amigo. Oh, good. Don't get the person that matters, though. Apparently the song was not that inspiring to most people in the party. Only to like 50% of us. You know what? I'm going to start using you as a backup plan. Need you to move your accuracy on up a little bit in the hopes that maybe we'll clip this guy eventually. Keep throwing out heals. What would really make this worse is if he could summon more of himself like the slimes do. That's what would really turn this into just a mess. We could actually raise our illumination slightly by using that too. I hadn't thought of it till now, but it is an option. It is a thing that can be done. There we go, finally. We landed the hit on that last dog. Ooh, that treasure.
So too will resistance.
I don't know if I want that. I mean, you could stack it on somebody that has no dodge anyways, like him, and it wouldn't be that bad of an ability, assuming that you have stun skills around. Like, she has no dodge to begin with, too. So, oh, that increases her heal received? I don't know how useful that is. I thought it increased her, for whatever reason, I thought that was like heals. I guess I'll increase her chance to stun, I suppose, since I occasionally use her as a stunner. As a number 1 stunner. Hey, on the plus side. On the plus side. All things considered. We didn't get surprised, so that's good. That's always a plus. Get started on these guys and try and get rid of them right this second. I'm going to start off with that right there so that they start bleeding, because I'd like to make a bunch of cash off of this. When you do darkness runs, just be aware that you make a lot of money. Like, darkness runs are kind of a big deal. Oh, good. I'm actually going to be able to rearrange this really easily. This means nothing to me right now because I can lunge. Wow! And so there it is. The line has been fixed. The line has been fixed. What would be for another party a really sort of like painful circumstance is not actually so bad for this party. Eldritch Push. Probably pointless, but hey, do whatever you want. Do whatever makes you happy, amiga. Do whatever makes you happy. Yes, I'll stack another bleed right there because I can. 4 damage done, lines them up for a lovely little kill on the next turn, although I'm going to try and do it with Hugh. I don't know if it's going to work. We'll see what happens here. Hugh's probably going to miss when I do this, but we can give it a go. Probably lunged her right there. That's good, but that puts him in kind of like an awkward position where he can't do anything. But it does set her up for another lunge on the next turn. Maybe I'll just do this. How about that?
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
I'm going to get rid of that for right now, and we're just going to bring the emeralds along with us. Map of the area is found inside the tent. Let's go ahead and I'm going to camp right here so that we can get some stress reduction before we go back to town. Yeah, max out. Eat whatever you want. Sanctuary. And then everybody else's... Yeah, do that one. There you go. You're going to get your health back in just a second. So we might as well. And then on this side... encourage her so that we can come out of this basically better than we did before. Have any buffs or anything that I could throw around? Sure, why not? Got nothing else. It's not really a graveyard. It's more of like a mushroom forest. I don't know if you noticed like the fungal growth around here, grave robber, but that's how I imagine the grave robber talking. That's just how she sounds in my head. She's like, it's actually, I've looted like 100 graveyards just like this one before, and it's not actually that bad. You know, like seriously though. We're in here, and it's not that bad. I think we're going to be okay. I mean, I called Janine, and I said, you know, I'm going into the dungeon this weekend. What do you feel about it, Janine? She was like, well, I think you should be careful because, you know, I love you, hon. Anyway, let's continue. 7100 right here. All right. I wish you could click this, and it would instantly finish all this, but I don't think that it does. Yeah, it skips it. What did we get? Hatred of Mankind and Warren's Scavenger. Good. Back in the saddle, I think at this point we've basically got our entire team is like ready to roll. Our team is looking okay. We made a little bit of cash. I think that whoever our A team is that we're going to send into the next dungeon, we need to make sure that their armor and their weapons are all ready to go. So for example on her, she's ready to roll. Like she's really, really ready to ride out on somebody. And actually I think we could do a pretty good job of upgrading her weapon again. So her resilient glaive, she's now got 4% chance to crit, so that's pretty good. This is very expensive though, so be careful about it. I may actually, yeah, let's make that a little bit better. How's that sound? Make that a little bit less painful each time that we do it, although we could use a few more deeds. One more deed, in fact, not even a few. When I was a kid, my mom, I was like, what was the difference between a couple and a few? Because I hear you say it all the time when I was like 8 years old. And my mom was like, a couple is like 3. Or sorry, a couple is 2 and a few is like 3. And I was like, okay. So if you tell me to get you a couple, I was very, very literal when I was a child. I may actually get rid of her so that we can bring on Doofay. Sure. We'll bring on Doofy. On the other side, what I would recommend... Actually, I don't even know if the ability... I'll upgrade... So, who is my main... Is it I think it's McCult. That's my main one that I've taken these up to really high levels with. Okay, so since it's McCult, let's take McCult up next. There it is. Get that dodge base. We don't really need to upgrade her weapons based on the fact that it's saying that I have upgrades here and it's glowing, but I don't know. I think that's going to be about all the money that I want to spend for right now. It's still, we've got to kit up more people. We've got to kit up more people with Viewpont and Maduit, especially since they're both now no longer available for lower level missions. I think that it wouldn't hurt to get Viewpont's dodge up a little bit too. Alright, the A-team's getting stronger. A-team's getting stronger. He's now got a 30% dodge base, which is, quite frankly, amazing. It's really, really good. What she got over here for me? She got over here for me. Also with Dismas, I'd like to throw, if I can, his legendary on. Whose legendary is this? For the Plague Doctor? I wish you could sell some of these, too, because I don't plan on playing the Plague Doctor very often. I also think, don't we have... I thought we had, like, sheaths or something that belonged to him. We have a lot of stuff for the Grave Robber. Probably won't take that one, just because he doesn't actually have that many stun or blight skills from what I'm sorry, yeah. That's weird. He doesn't have any stun or blight skills, so why would he have... That's odd. Let's go to our Grave Robber. She actually seems like she might be able to be fairly well equipped if we line this up properly. So she's got Lucky Talismans, 10 dodge, minus 12 damage. Like, how far can we take that, though? I mean, her crit chance is now 11, which is not bad. I think we'll be able to offset that damage once she levels up a little bit. And we start giving her some weapon upgrades, maybe? I don't know. What does this do? She's got a... Is that for the Jester? Okay, so I know there was something else in here that was for her. Scouting chance. That's actually not so bad. I would rather take that. What's that one do? Disease resist, but it gives a bunch of resist to everything else. Got a 15 HP talisman for the Hellion. Yeah, take the scouting chance. That's actually not so bad. Like, taking the 1 speed nerf is not something that, like, I don't know. Doesn't chap my ass or break my elbow or anything. It seems pretty cool. I think it's where I'm going to break off the episode. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Darkest Dungeon. I look forward to seeing you all in future episodes. Take care out there, everybody, and hi-do.